A beloved mother, teacher, and friend was tragically gunned down by her estranged husband as they went through their messy divorce. Allegations of abuse, the loss of employment, as well as the loss of his family would cause this man to spiral out of control and lead to a series of events that would devastate the lives of two families forever. Welcome to BaasetCrimez. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Jamie Ray Bukoski was born July 14, 1978 in Bad Axe, Michigan. She attended high school in Ubly, Michigan and graduated with a bachelor's degree from Western Michigan University. After graduating, Jamie would go on to work for the Battle Creek Police Department as a crime analyst. That's where she would meet her future husband, Ray Felix. Ray, who had 2 children from a previous relationship, was from Kalamazoo, Michigan. He served in the Air Force, ranking as a sergeant, before joining the police academy and working for the Battle Creek Police Department. Jamie and Ray would go on to get married and have 2 sons. Both would serve as very active parents in their children's lives. It is said that Jamie loved her children to depths that words couldn't express. In 2014, Ray retired as a lieutenant from the Battle Creek Police Department. They even named the current K-9 officer Felix in Ray's honor. A year later, in 2015, Jamie would leave the department as well, and the couple, along with their children, would relocate to Florida. Jamie would become an 8th grade math teacher at Manatee Academy, located in Port St. Lucie. Ray would also work at the same school alongside his wife, except he would have the position as the dean's clerk. Jamie developed the reputation of being known as the, quote, school mom, and was very popular amongst her peers and all of the students. She was known as an amazing mother, a fabulous teacher, and a dedicated friend, and was described as brave, resilient, and had the most contagious laugh. In 2023, Jamie was even nominated for Teacher of the Year. That's how popular and loved she was. While things in her professional life were on the up and up for Jamie, it seems as though her marriage was starting to crumble behind closed doors. Ultimately, in October of 2023, Jamie filed for divorce from Ray, which led to a domestic dispute a few days later, causing him to be arrested and resigning from his school position. According to an affidavit, police arrived to the family's home and found Jamie visibly crying. She told officers that her husband grabbed her wrist and forced her to the ground of their bathroom after she refused to give him her keys. She said moments prior he had just taken her cell phone and would not give it back to her. She said she was afraid because Ray was very manipulative and was retired law enforcement, so he, quote, knows how to play the game. Now, Ray claimed that his wife was being dramatic as they argued about finances and she threw herself to the ground. But officers observed visible marks on her wrist, prompting them to arrest him. According to reports, Ray was fired after the incident, but had the option to resign. Ray was charged with battery. Jamie filed for a restraining order immediately after and was granted one. It was issued as a part of his pretrial release for the battery charge, and he was ordered not to contact Jamie or one of their younger minor sons. But unfortunately for Jamie, as with many cases, the restraining order would not be able to protect her from the evil that was to come her way. On March 29th, around 4 p.m., armed and disguised, Ray approached Jamie and their 2 sons while she was in a business parking lot in Port St. Lucie. He then forced all 3 into his rental vehicle where he confronted Jamie about the divorce. He demanded that Jamie send an email to all of her co-workers stating that her claims of abuse were false. The email basically stated that she lied about the domestic violence incident against her husband. Her co-workers immediately reported the suspicious email because they knew her divorce was pending. Before continuing on with the story, let me give you my theory as to why I believe Ray made Jamie send that email before he did what he did. The day before this incident, on March 28th, Jamie submitted a request for admissions regarding Florida Statute 90.803. Now, I'm no lawyer, but pretty much this statute pertains to Florida's hearsay law. Hearsay is pretty much a statement made by someone that's not under oath or not testifying. Hearsay is not admissible in court, meaning if you're not testifying or under oath, what you say cannot be held against you. Now, although Ray did not admit to abusing his wife, Jamie filed a request for admissions, which pretty much would have him either confirm or deny statements or allegations that are made against him. So I'm assuming that, again, in regards to the abuse, she wanted him to admit that yes, he was abusive towards her. That way it would be admissible in court. And again, the very next day, that's when everything went down. Ray then drove back to Jamie's SUV and forced their elder son into the driver's seat of his rental car, where he made them follow Jamie's SUV. Jamie drove her SUV towards West Palm Beach with a gun pointed at her head and their 10-year-old son in the back seat. They finally stopped in a parking lot near a hotel for unknown reasons. Jamie and Ray then got out of the vehicle, to which Jamie tried to get away from him. Ray unfortunately pursued her and fired multiple shots. The kids watched as their mom collapsed to the ground and their dad eventually got back into the car and sped off. Around 7:30 p.m., officers were flooded with phone calls but arrived to the scene to find that Jamie had succumbed to her injuries. Her children were right next to her when officers arrived. Ray drove his rental vehicle back to its agency and tried to make a run for it, but as officers approached, he took his own life.
A former Battle Creek police lieutenant and his estranged wife are both dead following a murder-suicide in Florida, and detectives say he shot his wife in front of his 2 children. This happened on Friday. Homicide detectives say 60-year-old Ray Felix forced his wife, Jamie, to drive him to West Palm Beach and had his sons follow in a different car. And when they stopped at a motel parking lot, police say Ray shot Jamie multiple times when she tried to escape. He's seen in this video here following her just moments before in this surveillance video. It's been released by police in that area. Afterwards, police say he left his sons behind with their mother and then turned the gun on himself when confronted by police. Police say it was an unusual email from Jamie to some of her co-workers that set off the initial investigation.
It's basically that she had lied about the domestic violence incident, which we know not to be true. It sounds to me like that email was placed under duress.
Jamie was a beloved math teacher and known as the school mom, according to reports from our sister station WPTV. Ray retired from the Battle Creek Police Department in 2014. He worked at the same school Jamie did up until last fall. Citing court records, WPTV reports Jamie filed for divorce in October, and Ray was arrested for domestic violence against her just days later and then resigned.
A lot of people were left in shock and devastated by the sudden loss of their beloved community member. Jamie left an impact on those that she knew and even a lot of people who'd never met her. Many friends, family, co-workers, and students penned tributes on social media and to her obituary. She was funny, brilliant, humble, and compassionate. Jamie was described as a girl's girl who was always uplifting her friends.
Pain, don't leave me out in the rain. Bring back the nights when I held you beside me. One break my heart.
Had nothing but positive things to say about people and was extremely outgoing. And although what happened to Jamie was extremely unfortunate, that didn't take away from how people felt about Ray. Although he committed such a heinous act, his family and friends still stood by his side and still uplifted his name in the midst of all of the craziness and drama. This untimely incident has left 4 kids without a mother and father, and now they'll have to grow up navigating life without being able to make those precious memories and moments as most kids do with their parents. My prayers go out to Jamie's family, especially her 2 young sons, who had to witness and endure the tragedy at the hands of their father. May Jamie's family be able to get some type of peace and clarity from this situation and be able to move forward with their lives. Crime family, be safe and be blessed.